Well, it was one of the wilder days in Celtics history. A three-team trade falls apart, and a new one emerges on Wednesday night. The Celtics, right before the strike of midnight, trading Marcus Smart as part of a three-team deal to bring back Kristaps Porzingis. The Celtics also sending out Danilo Gallinari, Mike Muscala, and the 35th pick. That'll all go to Washington. Marcus Smart headed to the Memphis Grizzlies, and the Celtics take back Porzingis and also get a couple of first-round picks, including the number 25 selection in, well, today's draft. But the initial reaction after I pick my jaw up off the floor is that it's the end of an era. You think about it, Brad Stevens took over this job 10 years ago, and after the first season, Marcus Smart was a draft pick, and the Celtics have pretty much made the playoffs every year since. Marcus is sort of the heart and soul of the team, and a day that was supposed to be dominated by the headline of acquiring Kristaps Porzingis now turns into a little bit of a trying to figure out how we got to this point. Marcus Smart was not supposed to be in that original deal. It was supposed to be Malcolm Brogdon, headed to the LA Clippers. The Clippers backed out after expressing some hesitation with Brogdon's health. You'll remember Brogdon had the elbow injury that hindered him throughout the Eastern Conference Finals and for much of the playoffs. The Celtics left scrambling to get the deal completed to acquire Porzingis, but it comes at a heavy cost. And so, the immediate reaction is the Celtics paying a hefty cost to add Porzingis here, probably banking on Derek White elevating in that starting role. We'll see what happens with Malcolm Brogdon. The Celtics still now have a bunch of assets, all their own future first round picks and these two first round picks, starting with today's draft and another one next year from the Golden State Warriors, a first round pick. And they have the assets to go make another splash, whether that's acquiring maybe another guard or a point guard in the draft or searching outside of the organization. The Celtics definitely bolstering their front court, adding Porzingis alongside Robert Williams and Al Horford. People have been jumping on Twitter and saying, well, where do they go from here? I'm not sure the team knows. I'm not sure the team was braced just even a couple hours ago to prepare for life without Marcus Smart. Certainly those conversations have to be had. But just a bit of a surprise move here. Celtics not content to run it back. I do think this opens the door for Porzingis to be here beyond this season. You don't pay this cost, likely, if you don't believe you're not going to resign him beyond that. And that's going to be complicated with the new CBA and having to fit the supermax contracts of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown moving forward. But Celtics overhauling the supporting cast, overhauling their core. This team looks a lot different. The Celtics tweeted a little something about Marcus Smart on Wednesday afternoon and about his hustle and grit, and that sort of signature player that defined the Celtics throughout the entirety of Brad Stevens' career as both a coach and now as a general manager is over. And it's time for the Celtics to start transitioning to a new era where Jason and Jaylen, have certainly risen to the faces of this franchise, but have always had Marcus Smart as part of that core. And now it's a new look group for the Celtics moving forward.